On November 4th, 2021, From Software released 19 minutes of new Elden Ring gameplay. The presentation opens to the beautiful vistas of the lands between with a clear view of the Erd Tree, which we saw in the latest trailer. As revealed in a recent interview, game director Hidetaka Miyazaki reveals that the Erd Tree symbolizes the presence of the Elden Ring and provides grace, or blessings, to those inhabiting the land. The player character begins at a site of grace, a place of rest, which resembles the safe havens that bonfires or lanterns represented in previous From Software games. The player can revive at a site of grace or at a new type of area called Stakes of Marika. Grace can manifest as a guiding light also that players have the option of following or ignoring in favor of exploring freely. The preview leads the tarnished player character, who in the world of Elden Ring are individuals who have lost grace, into a grand mounted battle with a winged dragon. From a bow that shoots 4 arrows at a time to one-handed sword combat on horseback and two-handed greatsword slashing, this fight reveals a variety of gameplay that we can expect from Elden Ring. This portion of the preview reveals an interesting hint at Elden Ring lore. In a recent interview where game director Hidetaka Miyazaki discusses the story of the upcoming game, he reveals a detail about characters who have been blessed with grace. What this represented in them is this sort of golden light, or this golden aura that's specifically shown in their eyes, and this symbolizes the blessing or the grace of the Erd Tree. However, after a time, there were some individuals who lost this grace, and the light faded from their eyes, and these are what are known as the Tarnished. When the Tarnished defeats the dragon, a glimmer of gold can be seen in the beast's eyes, representing the presence of grace. As the reveal progresses, we come to meet what appears to be a delightful NPC, a round, jovial potboy named Alexander, who we get to help get unstuck from a shallow crater in the ground. The game features a map, which is built by collecting fragments. Markers can be used to indicate certain items and enemies. Beacons can also be set on the map and they'll appear in the world, making it easier to find, or avoid, certain landmarks that you set. The world also experiences a variety of different weather patterns. Another interesting aspect of the map is that it indicates the time of day. This could easily show that certain NPCs and events will trigger at specific times of day. Spirit springs are the pillars of mist which our tarnished characters can use to launch themselves into the air. In this vein, verticality appears to play an important role in Elden Ring, just like it did in previous From Software games like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. Item crafting is also an important in-game mechanic. The player can even steal materials from caravans along the way. Stance breaking or staggering is also a key aspect. Whether with arrows from behind, backstabbing, or attacking from above, the Tarnished can immobilize enemies before dealing devastating blows. Stealth can also be used to sneak past intimidating enemies. The player can also summon spirits to aid them in battle. Like Bloodborne, they're beckoned with a bell. Multiple spirits can appear with a variety of different classes and weapons, which we can customize to create our own preferred styles. Music takes a similar role as it did with previous From Software games, where players are hit with a wall of sound as they face bosses. One interesting detail is that light music was played at certain points of the preview as well, such as when the Tarnished views the caravan from afar. Co-op, invasions, and PvP return in Elden Ring, along with gestures. A friend or jolly cooperator can lead you through areas and into boss arenas, providing a welcome hand for challenging battles, or, presumably, to gank you to death. Elden Ring reveals a stunning variety of combat tactics, from raining down arrows onto the field to sorcery, one-handed or two-handed weapons, to using dragon heads that spew fire onto an enemy, and even ghost skeletons. The possibilities look absolutely staggering. The player character heals by drinking from a vessel, similar to the Estus flask from Dark Souls. The game will feature several catacombs, caves, mines, castles, and dungeons to explore. Many will have hidden walls, as seen in previous games like Dark Souls and the Chalice dungeons of Bloodborne. As you rest at a site of grace, the player character is approached by Melina. She appears to be the type of character who resembles a firekeeper, who may offer respite and ways to level up the Tarnished. Clothed in a simple layered tunic, boots, and a warm cape, she removes her hood to reveal one closed eye adorned with markings that resemble tattoos. After revealing her face, she offers an accord.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord.
But what exactly is an accord? Although it hasn't been revealed yet in terms of the world of Elden Ring, Dictionary.com defines the word as to be in agreement or harmony, to agree or correspond, to adapt, to grant or bestow. Although this is speculation, she could offer you grace, or as a means to use grace that the Tarnished has collected to build strength. After meeting Melina, we approach Stormvale Castle, an enormous dungeon in the Limgrave region. The hulking structure features Gothic architecture with tall, pointed spires, and is surrounded by ominous black birds swirling around its towers. Near the entrance, the Tarnished meets an unnamed NPC who speaks of hardened old hands guarding the gates. He offers a choice whether to enter from the front, the more immediately dangerous path, or from the back. As expected in a From Software game, his trustworthiness immediately comes into question, but it also hammers home how Elden Ring offers the freedom of exploration in both the world and its dungeons. To handle low visibility, the player character can hold a torch and can approach different areas from a variety of angles. We soon meet Roger, a sorcerer wearing a wide-brimmed hat who reveals a fascinating hint of lore.
This place is bristling with Tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting.
The Tarnished hunters patrol the area. Considering the imagery we've already seen of multiple limbs on different characters and bosses, I wonder whether grifting means stealing our items or, in a more sinister way, stealing from our bodies. At the end of the dungeon, the player character is introduced to the area's boss, Godric the Golden, a demigod and ruler of Stormvale. He begins by speaking to what looks like a statue, or even a calcified body of a dragon, calling it O Kindred, and continuing to say that he is the lord of all that is golden.
Well, the lowly Tarnished, plain as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the Lord of all that is golden.
His mantle slips off his back to reveal a multitude of limbs, one arm ending with an enormous dragon head that spits fire onto its enemies. He brandishes a massive axe, which he uses as a melee weapon and to help him summon powerful AoE attacks, including a gust attack, an earthquake, and swirling fire. Since the 19-minute gameplay preview, new details about character classes and more have been revealed. For the November 2021 network test, players can choose between Warrior, Enchanted Knight, Prophet, Champion, and Bloody Wolf character classes as well. As a final note, the name of the tall, red-haired Valkyrie character was revealed in the special edition pre-order that has been released. Millennia. Blade of Michela. Blade of whom? That's my name! I made it! I made it into Elden Ring! Well, you know, I eagerly anticipate having my body absolutely desecrated by my own blade, but that's neither here or there.
Well played, good sir. Well played.
The Elden Ring gameplay preview reveals a plethora of ways to approach the game, its areas, and its bosses. One of the most important takeaways from this presentation is the versatility of fighting styles. From methods to choice of weapons, summoning spirits, and mounted combat, there must be dozens, if not hundreds, of different ways to engage in combat in Elden Ring. The February release of the game keeps approaching more and more quickly, it feels like. What are you the most excited about in Elden Ring? Is it the gameplay, the classes, the potboy best friends that we're going to meet along the way? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I always love to hear your feedback.